What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2. It's been a little while since I've done one of these, but I did get lots of requests and more people asking to do a few Onslaught maps in my alt account where I didn't have any ancient power. I don't have all of those Gilded Shards. I don't have any 10 of 10 mods. I actually do have one 10 of 10 mod now, but I don't have it equipped yet. So I've got a little bit of work to do there yet. But here we are on floor 81 on the Dead Road here. Now, I've got a really limited deck as, you know, this is my alt account, so I don't have all the heroes unlocked. This is what I got. I've got an Apprentice, Huntress, Monk, 2 Monks, and Squire, of course, and then I've got an EV and a Lavamancer, and that's it. Now, the Lavamancer I have set up for anti-frost lanes. RNG was on my side on this particular run. Do I have any frost? No, I have no frost lanes because we've got high rollers and then game ogre. So no frost lanes in this one, so the Lavamancer is going to be sitting this one out. However, I'm going to be going with some harpoons, the lovely ballistas with crit servo, defense rate, and piercer servo. Remember, with these mods, there's no particular reason I'm using these exact mods. I'm going under the rule of you got to use what you got. Crit servo to increase that crit chance was the best thing I could put on here out of what I currently had, so that's what it got. Now I'm using defense rate, destruction, and splody harpoon with that. Now remember, like I said, there are no Gilded Shards in the mix here. Now I do have mass destruction and vicious strike, so I have the first 2 hyper shards, as a lot of folks do. It only takes 155 stars to get those, and I'm using that vicious strikes on my weapon manufacturer. So I've got vicious strikes, defense rate, and deadly strikes. So I'm double stacking range, and I'm triple stacking with a range mod on there as well. So I do have some big boy weapon mans. However, they don't hit for anything. They do very little damage. They are stunning things up very nicely though, and giving me great coverage with that. Going with Shocking Revelation, Water Servo, and then Defense Range Servo here. Once again, I mean, I'm not necessarily complaining about the Defense Range Servo. I would almost prefer to have either Defense Rate or Tenacity. However, you know, you got to go with what you got. This is what I've got. And then we've got Flame Auras. I've got 2 monks. One is a Flame Aura Lightning Strike builder. The other is my DPS and a Skyguard builder. On the Flame Auras, we're using Power Servo, Defense Rate, and Melee Boom Servo. Melee Boom, of course, has a drop in effectiveness as you push up higher in floors. However, you got to go with what you got, and this is what I've got. Now, I do have Mass Destruction in here. Mass Destruction, of course, is that first Hyper Shard from Mastery Mode, and I did get it. So using Mass Destruction, Deadly Strikes, and Defense Rate. Now then on the Lightning Strike Aura, once again we got Melee Boom. This account I was playing more actively when Melee Boom was, before it got scaled down to being a flat amount of damage. So still rocking the Melee Boom on my Lightning Strike Auras. Got anti-melee as well, along with Defense Rate Servo. And then, of course, Lightning Strike Auras have great natural range. So for shards, you can go full on power. So I've got Destruction, Defense Rate, and Vampiric Empowerment in there without any need, really, for that Deadly Strike Shard, as the Auras are just big boys anyway. And then I don't think I'm going to use it, but if I do, I've got Anti-Support, Controller, Defense Range, Skyguard Towers with Rate, Destruction, and Deadly Strikes. Not sure if I'm going to use it here either, but I do have Poison Dart Towers, Power Servo, Storm Servo, Defense Rate Servo, and I'm going with Explosive Poison, Defense Rate, and Deadly Strikes. Now, none of these, remember, this is an alt account, so none of this is suggested or required in any way for your builds. This is just me going with what I've got to get through the matches and make things happen. So let's go ahead and check it all out here. Let's just go ahead and start over here at this high roller lane, and we can knock these out, as these will be pretty quick and easy. Now I do have a Headstrong Skelly lane here. However, I do want to stun these flyers. So I'm still going to go with the Weapon Man node, even though I'm not going to get the benefit in that Headstrong lane. And then I'm just going to double stack some Flame Auras. So This flame aura, of course, is mainly focused on the air, but will hit the ground lane as well. This one is full-on ground lane. Now over here we got the high rollers, and this one, you know, there's a few different options you can use. I think the option I'm going to take is to actually let them just come out. So I'm just going to let the rollers come out, and then I'm going to try to get 3 ballistas right here as close as I can get them. Flamethrowers work great. If I had the Abyss Lord, Ramsters work, Cannonballs work, anything in that regard is going to get the job done there. And then let's see, we got just Timmy. At first glance I thought that was a Timmy lane, but this is pretty much a free lane here. I like it. So let's go ahead and, you know what, let's start off with the auras to make sure we get them in there for those flyers, as I do want these flyers just to get wrecked right as they come out. And they do have, did they have proximity? Yeah, they've got armored and proximity, so the flyers are going to get beat down like there's no tomorrow. There's no doubt about that. And then down here we've got Game Ogre with proximity once again, and pilot on actually. So maybe I will use a poison dart tower after all. And we all know lightning strike auras rule the roost when it comes to Game Ogre lanes. Any single target, hard-hitting single target defense, lightning strike auras, cannonballs, I mean, that's just good stuff for Game Ogre. I'm going with my LSAs. And then, you know what, we want more conditions on that lane. So let's go ahead and get a little bit of poison in the mix as well here. And I think we'll just go something like that. Now over here we've got Lava Zerker Whompers and then a long shot. So the further away, the better off I'm going to be. So why don't we go, we'll go 1 poison dart tower. Let's grab that squire back and get some more of those ballistas down. Let's go 2 ballistas. And then we'll throw some stun in there as well with 1 weapon manufacturer node. The general rule I like to follow here is 1 per 100. If it's less than 100, I go with 1 node. If it's more than 100, I'll go with 2 nodes. If it's more than 200, sometimes I'll put 3, but to be honest with you, 2 is usually more than enough for any lane in the game. And then that leaves me a whole lot of DU right here. I've got 320 DU to spend on this last area. And I've got Omega Squad Delta and I've got Omega Squad Beta. Now, of course, both of these lanes have cyborgs in them, and this is why I chose to triple stack the weapon manufacturer stun, as these guys are just not going to make it through this. They're going to get wrecked prior to getting in range and throwing that stun down, and I am going to let it happen. That is for sure. Why don't we go with 2 LSAs up here, just because we have so much DU left. And then just to completely close the deal, in fact, let's even make this lane super, super juicy. That leaves me 70 left. Well, just to make it easy, I'm just going to throw 1 more ballista down right here. And that'll leave us 10 left over DU, but making the use of most of it for sure. And I think this lane, this entire map is actually going to be kind of an easy one, to be honest with you. I should be able to just destroy all this stuff, no problem. This is a matter of watch the minimap, stand somewhere where those roller rockets are not going to hit my defenses. So I don't want to get too close to those towers over there, as the roller rockets are going to just blow up everything in the area. So I'm going to just kind of do a little hiding, and I'll DPS these lanes right here. But I'm going to kind of just wait it out and then deal with the end of those ogres. It looks like I got some skellies actually making a push. I might have to, well, just some upgrades will probably get me through it. So let's just go ahead and manual kill these, and we'll let that roller shoot at us for a little while. Yeah, I think an upgrade will just get it done here. So we'll get 2 ups on both of those flame auras right away. Let's deal with these assassins. This is kind of a mix and match Nuke Monk. I've got all hero damage related mods on all the gear, but nothing set and nothing 10 out of 10. Other than that one, I do have that 10 out of 10 mod sitting. I'm anxious to go farm up some crafting materials and get that installed, as that'll give me a nice little extra push. Now let's go ahead and upgrade all of this business as well. That's going to leave 300 left. I think it's only natural to hit this lane, not because of the Just Timmy, but because of the flyers. So let's make sure the flyers are going to get handled, and that should get us through wave 2 without any issues. Now I'm going to come over here and do a little bit more hiding and just DPS down these lanes as they come through, but I think I have it a pretty easy time going here. We're on, what, this is floor 81, so not super high in Onslaught, but also higher than you would need to get to at any level of Ancient Power. So if you're going through doing Ancient Power resets, you know, you can get to this point without having any previous Ancient Power or without having any Gilded Shards and no 10 of 10 mods. Very, very doable for sure. One thing I did focus on this hero was doing my best to get down to the speed caps on every single defense. Now that means I had to use a lot of those defense rates, shards and mods, so that takes away a little from the power, but it does get me to the speed caps, so I know I'm at least attacking at the maximum rate on not everything, but most of what's on the map right here. Looking good so far. Now the map is running very, very smoothly, so I think I will go ahead and jump forward to wave number 5, as this map can take a little while to run, and try to keep this down to a decent length of a video for you all. So I will see you at wave 5. And here we are at wave number 5. Now basically I just gave everything around to upgrades. I've had no real issues. I do want to pay attention to, we got a Skelly coming out with the high rollers this time, and sadly I've got that kind of irritating sound glitch over here, so I'm going to stay out of that area, as it will be ear bleeding on y'all if I run over there. So I'm going to stay out of that general vicinity. So let's go ahead and let wave 5 happen here, and I am going to keep an eye out for that Skelly, as I don't want any sneakiness happening on that siege roller lane, since I tried to set it up to ignore it, and obviously now I'm not able to ignore it. So just keep an eye out for that bad boy as it comes rolling out. Yeah, that is just noisy up in there. Just try to hug this corner over here to keep from blowing anybody's eardrums out. Come on, assassins, get off me. Now that Skelly should be... Is it in the pack there yet? I don't see it. Maybe it's in the mix now. It's hard to tell sometimes. They tuck in really nicely with those rollers. I actually think it hasn't come out yet. I don't see it over there for sure. There we go, Plaguing Hawk, bringing up the rear. So that actually, I didn't have to pay attention to that at all. Oop, oop, oop. Let me avoid that lane. And it looks like everything is just going to automatically die except the Plaguing Hawk. I will have to give this guy a little bit of my personal attention. And there we go. So that was floor number 81, the Dead Road, with no Ancient Power, no Gilded Shards, no Chaos 8 stuff. I do have a decent Ascension level, but with no Ancient Power, I can't go past 140 on the Ancient Power, or on the Ascension caps. Still very, very doable, and depending on RNG, I had some pretty good luck with those lanes. It can be some actually super easy runs, to be honest, if you have the correct mods in the right place. Not necessarily the most powerful mods, just the right mods. So thank you all once again click that like button, please subscribe, and there will be much more DD2 coming your way. Thanks again. I'll see you next time.